Bitcoin is going to zero.
Great morning, everyone, and welcome. I see I have a little bit of a loud microphone today. Welcome, guys. Great to have you around. Hit that like button. It really helps with the algorithm. And let's get it, because today it's going to be a little bit of a short show, but we have a couple of possible entries, especially on Bitcoin. So I know while the chat is a little empty here next to me, I know you guys are going to start rolling in. So remember, let's go and get it. Let's get it. Let's go to the charts, guys, and roll on. All right, so let's get started with Bitcoin here. As you can see, we are basically hitting some support areas. We are turning blue, which is bearish, but also we are right there with almost that flip of the ribbon. Remember that this flip of the ribbon, as how is it standing right now, since it is not a sharp flip of the ribbon, that means that we can still create an inverted goose head, like something like that. And that means a further continuation after a little bit of a pullback in here, right? So see how it's different from this one that is really sharp. So there we go. It's just not that sharp, so we can still have a movement to the downside. Man, I hate this because we're going to the weekend low volume. Hey Garrett, how's it going, my friend? Welcome, brother. Great to have you here, Garrett. Nice to have you. Thank you, my friend. So by the way, Garrett, let me know, what are you looking at? I do remember that today we did not have enough time, or Discord was just very messed up, and I believe you had a couple of questions, didn't you? Let me know. I'll be more than happy to go over some assets that you might be looking into. So for Bitcoin, all right, so let's just get this circle out of the way so it's not bothering. It's been playing out the same way that we've been expecting. All right, important. Let's bring up our linear regression oscillator. It's always a mouthful for me. And we already have this strength. And guess what? Well, we had the strength was going down. We were supposed to be ranging, or at least stop that fall, and we haven't. All right. So now that we keep pointing to the upside and we're going to the bearish scenario, well, knowing that we are almost there, well, what do you think is going to happen? I believe that we might be having some pullback like this. So let's figure out where are we going to be jumping in here, and also where do we have some support and resistance. So basically it's time. I think that tomorrow we're going to have the entry. So Saturday entry for Bitcoin 4 hours. All right, so let's check that out. Let's start bringing up, or let's start cleaning this thing up out of the whole amount of spaghetti that we have had. Nope, don't get rid of that. And after that, after we have a little bit of that space and cleaner canvas to like play around, yes, let's get rid of it. And this one is also already gone, so let's just also get rid of it. Perfect. I think that we can go over what we're looking for. All right, so let's get started with turning on and off our indicators, and then we're gonna be going over our alerts here to the right. Hey, I see you guys jumping in. What's up? IOPA, what's up? Hi, buddy. Welcome. Great to have you here. Duality C, what's up, my friend? Welcome. Garrett, I got rings with IMX. All right, we can go check out IMX. Let me just type it down here so I don't forget. You got rings with IMX. Looking for a nice entry on Solana for long, and it's the case short too. Perfect. Hey Kelly, how is it going, Kelly? Welcome. Great to have you around, Caliphant. Great to have you around. All right, so let's first get started with Bitcoin. And Gear, I think this is what you get rinsed. You might be looking for a long, while we were looking for dumpage on Bitcoin. All right, I know yesterday we were programming a couple of possible entries, but remember that Bitcoin it's king right now. All right. Another couple of things. I haven't looked at your trading style. Maybe Monday that we go over hackers, you can take some screenshot and send them to me right there, and we can go over maybe some how to fine tune your interest. Right, I'll be willing to take a look at that and give you my opinion if you like, of course, if you like. But so far, I think that we should be looking into impossible targets, quote unquote, right? And also, use your order blocks. Use your order blocks. I do remember that I give you a little class in order blocks. What was it? I think Thursday, right? And I mentioned that there's no better order blocks, but I did mention that my favorite order blocks are this one here for impossible targets, right? In quote unquote impossible targets. That's what I'm looking when we are this kind of bearish. All right, so just a little bit of a friendly advice. All right, so let's go and let's just use and go over our confluence. Where is our confluence? All right, for that I'm going to be using all of my indicators. All right, so let's get started with the first one. Well, I don't have any bottoming candle pattern here. That's good. All right, where do I have some support? Well, I do have some liquidity right now, so we could be going for a liquidity zone. I think we might have some sorry about that, some ranging, and I know we were looking for this area to bounce up, right? But look at your oscillator. Look at our oscillator, right? So we're going just entering into the bearish part of that oscillator, right? So what's that mean? That means that we might still go lower. So if we have an important area of support and we're going to be continuing, that is what is called a flat pause of bearish continuation. Like, for example, right here, right? We're coming down, right? And then, oh, not that one. Where is it? Oh, man, it just slipped my side. Where is it? What is that flat pause of bearish continuation? Let me see. Let me look for one. We need to go lower, of course. We need to be analyze a bearish. Here it is. All right, so this is it. For example, let me zoom out a little bit. So we're coming back down, right? So we have this little noise. We make a big statement here that we're going lower, right? It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. You enter for a short, and then your range, right? On the range, well, the end of that range, or when we start breaking through and holding an area with big body candles, right, we are on the red, right? So as we were supposed to be going upwards like this, all right, we were not able to break the range, right? And we formed a range with very low volume, all right? So we're starting to see increase of volume, but we're not able to break through, okay? And then, well, we see again a big volume. So we're having, imagine if we are supposed to be going higher on this volume entry, okay, and we are not being able to break, right? What do you think is going to happen when we're going lower, right? And that is the same question that I asked myself, right? So in this case, if we were supposed to go high and with volume and we didn't, well, what's going to happen when we're pointing up on our not dynamic reactor, on our ADX, all right, and we're going lower here, right? So that means that we could be pushing even lower. And what happens right when we are right here on our peak performance, all right, our first peak performance and our first flip of the ribbon? Well, we made a little bit of a retracement and then a continuation. Then that's where we start creating our higher low, all right? So I know this is a very difficult area to trade, just so you know. But let's compare that to what we got right now. I think that might shed some light or on what's going on in here. All right, let me zoom in. Okay, and maybe this also brings some clarity on why before I was saying, hey, this is gonna be it, to now, hey, you know, this might not be it. And that's because we already are here, right? And I don't see what I would like to see. So right here, yes, the first thing is, do I see a liquidity grab? Yes, but it's not as big as before. All right, so that is the first negative point. Okay, we have a lot of confluence in here, but it's just not pushing it. All right, and we're pointing up right here. Okay, we're pointing up right here, and we're starting on the bearishness. So what's going to happen if we develop that bearishness and we keep pointing upwards? well, we're going to be increasing that bearishness speed or strength. All right. Another important part that I just mentioned at the beginning of the class, it was the shape of your oscillator right here on your classic oscillator. Let me make it bigger, all right? Like this. Important right here. Look at how vanilla, look at how flat this one was, all right? Most importantly, look at how first we have this kind of like a fake out that we're going to be going higher, right? That we're going to be reversing. And then we have one more move to the downside. You see that? So let me paint it for you so we have it, so we keep in track on how is that playing out. And I think that we might be having sort of like the same thing here, right? I don't know why I did not cut it exactly, but let me go for it. So I believe that we might be doing this, all right, and then making like point A in here and then point B right there, right? So point A and point B with this first fake out, and then the secondary now flip of the ribbon without a sharp edge, right? So I mean, when I'm looking for a flip of the ribbon, this is exactly what I'm looking for, right? That indicates me that we have decision, right? That we're turning to the right direction and that we should be going in with basically no fear, right? But this one in here is saying, you know what? Be careful. We can still go lower because we're not having that sharp change of momentum, right? So the momentum is fighting to start going the other way around, but might not have that last push that we need, all right? So just so you see why am I a little hesitant of entering here. So we have two options. We can risk it, and we can open up maybe a quarter of a position right here where we are right now, okay? And then extend our stop loss, or just look for where the rest of the confluence is at. Hey, Harv, welcome, my friend. Great to have you around. So let's try them both, right? And I'm gonna let you decide. For me, I think I'm gonna go for 1/4 of an entry right now, and then 3/4 of an entry lower. Okay. That is Chris Reeds. What's up? Thank you. See, for what, my friend? For what? Thank you for being here. You are making this possible. Thank you, my friend. Lots of love. All right, Chris Reeds. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm gonna be splitting not equally, because if we go lower, I definitely want to push my entry much lower, right? Remember, the trick on doing a re-entry lower is not risking more than one single position. At the end of it all, hey, you have one position to bet, all right? And well, it's just being smart on how you want to bet that position. All right. Why if I'm wrong going lower and then we just have out of nowhere influx? Because we are on support, right? We are on support. So based on that, well, I can go for that little position. And then what if we go lower? Well, I do want to be drawn down strongly to that lower area, right? So you will see that in other different trades, I do like 1/4 and 1/4 or 1/2 and 1/2, right? But in this case, I want to do 1/4 and 3/4, all right? That is to average down as much as I can my position. But let's stop that blah, 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 and let's keep doing the analysis, right? So let's start marking my support, my the half of the entry, or sorry, the center of that liquidity zone, the center of this other liquidity zone, the support. I don't know what the F is that, but let's just get rid of it. And let's turn that off. Let's go for another one. We have there, I'm telling you, we have a predictive range in here. We have another predictive range in here. And we have, of course, this trend line. All right. Let's go for the next one. Well, we have a big area of stopping the dump in here, but we also have a area of smart entry money in here. Yeah, this kind of like there's another one. Let's just add it. It's not as strong as the other one right down below. We have a soft order block, so maybe not that big of a deal to start pushing or pulling the price action higher, which is what we want. All right, and we are at the center of falling back down. So where it will be if we keep dropping, where is the support? The support it's in here based on these lines. All right. So let's add another line in here in the center just to make sure that we see it. All right, so let's go for our VRVP, and let me zoom out so I can include this price action. And I do have one spike and another spike, so we're at the same, let's just say, level of support. So 20 here. All right, let's do it like that, and another one like that. All right, and as you can see, I mean, this is a pretty strong zone. All right, and then the next one is lower down below right here, so that's why I do want to enter. I mean, can I get a stopped out or rinsed? Yes, I could, but I'm gonna just do a double entry, right? So maybe gear that could, I'm not saying you trade, right? But you maybe bring that possibility on Monday into hackers, right? Or even to chart prime. I'll be helping you there. But maybe making that split of an entry might benefit you. Not 100% sure, right? But try it. Maybe try it, or see if that fits your needs. If it doesn't, don't force it. All right, don't force it. So far, let's see if we have anything on our ghost trend. Ghost trend, we need to just change it back. Let's wait for this to stop moving. Let's hide our mess in here, and well, it's not loading for whatever reason. And then let's go to take a look at our FIVP. Oh, FIVP is telling us, hey, what is the target? Right there. Holy cow. All right, so once again, being, oh, come on, do a straight line, man. Here it is. All right, just in case you didn't know, yesterday I had a big episode of migraine, and today, despite I don't feel bad, or I mean, I'm not like, I don't have that migraine, my hands are shaking. So that is kind of like when dude, I get like the hangover without even drinking out of that big migraine. So that's why you sometimes see me, you know, like when you see me so jiggling that I cannot do a straight line, you know why. So let's also clean this up, and let's bring up our liquidity or liquidations zones. All right, so it's much faster, better to get into this area right there, right? And I think that will be it. And just like that, I think we have 2 or 3 zones. All right, when we have this kind of movement, I mean, that is very huge. Let's go. Thank you very much, bro. My pleasure. What's up, Harp? What is up, Retro Mike? Let me hit that love. Thank you so much for that. 4.99. Thank you. Really appreciate it. By the way, I got a little traumatized because at the beginning of the show, I always hit the mute button, and someone did a, you know, like a $1 super chat for me to read that I was muted. So now that I see them, it kind of like it scares me. But really appreciate it, Retro Mike. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, my friend. Really appreciate that. Stop. It's just spaghetti. I know, it's just spaghetti. 400. Oh, too much 400 conejos. Dude, I do have a brand new bottle of it right there, right down there on my I have like a well, when my grandmother died, all right, she left me a I don't know what is it, man. It's like, have you seen the closet from Narnia? Something like that. All right, something like that, but with glass in the front. And I really cherish that thing, right? It's ancient. It's like, dude, I didn't notice. I had that thing for over like 4 or 5 years, all right? And with the things that you grab to open those doors, they're little mustaches, man. Just my wife showed it to me, and I told her, dude, girl, we need to keep Narnia forever. And she said, yes, I love Narnia. So we called Narnia in that thing, and that's where we stored our alcohol. And I have a bottle of 400 conejos, and I have another half of a bottle, because I already drank half of it, of tequila añejo Don Julio. Dude, that's amazing. All right. After that, let's go and check that out. All right, so there's a mess in the screen. All right, let's try to clean up a little bit that mess. All right, so let's try to do our best job. Right here, I think that yes, it's a little like, man, you might be scratching your head, right? But I believe that we can divide this into 3 blocks. All right, the first most important block is going to be this block right here. We are already in it. Okay, now that we are on that block, let's just get rid of that spaghetti, right? And look at how many confluence points we have. Now I believe that where we this is where we're getting into like the difficult part, because right here the spaghetti is just so entangled, right? I mean, yes, I could do like, yeah, let's that'd be freaking hilarious. Like, come on, dude. You're telling me that your entry is between 106 and 103? Go F yourself, right? So I thought you knew what you were doing. Kind of. But let's try to granulate that a little bit. And one of the tools that I like or love to granulate this stuff, and I know we already have used it, it is my VRVP, but the one that is right here, okay? So this one will lead the way when I want to granulate the spaces. Just in a second, I'm going to be just putting it out, right? But I still don't want to get a bias on it, right? I want to compare what my brain sees, all right? Because remember, above any other indicator, guys, above anything else, if you learn market structures, support and resistance, and trend lines, then your brain becomes the super indicator, all right? And that's when you start adding the rest of your other good indicators to add to your brain, to your eyes, all right? So don't hesitate on what your eyes is seeing. If your eyes don't see anything, change your time frame, okay? Do something that makes sense. Hey, Week's wife, what's up? Welcome. Great to have you guys. You guys are amazing. Have I told you guys that? Love it. All right. Oh, by the way, I don't know if she's not here. All right. So I always tell my wife, hey, you know what, MJ? I don't know if I tell you this today, but I love you. And I don't know if I tell you this, guys, today, but I love you guys. Really appreciate it. You made me so happy that you guys come over here. Really, for real. Makes me feel warm. All right. So let's move on. So I do see, like, for example, this is a big area, right there. So in the middle, but I think the bunch of the things, it's right there, right? And maybe I can do another one like in here, right? So there's, yeah, I would say that I can work with that. Okay, it's not that hilarious to see that like that big bunch, right? Like, it doesn't seem now that I'm not don't know what I'm doing. So the point is, well, we have these areas of entry. What's going to be the strongest of them all? I would say that the strongest on my perspective is this one, number one. And then this one, and finally this one in here. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes this is the first one, this is the third one, and this is the first one, right? But right now, it just happens to be like in order, like top to bottom. But I also need to compare it. Let's go first and compare it to my VRVP and then confirm it with my oscillator. Okay. BT, what's up? Love you too, buddy. Love you too, my friend. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you, my friend. And Harp. Thank you, my friend. All right, so let's go and do that, right? I already have my boxes. Let's turn on my VRVP, right? And well, where are the distinct parts in here, and then where are the rising parts in here, right? So as you can see, like for example, this one that was the third one, it has the strongest disparity. So it's not that it's the strong room, but this is the disparity. And I also want to look for the volume. To the right is the volume, right? So right there, this one is the volume. And that one far away where my hand cannot reach is the disparity. So this is the disparity or the deficit. And this is your volume. So let's ignore our disparity. I know that's the one that I always use. Let's ignore the disparity. Let's ignore this part. And let's concentrate to the right. Okay. I really like your TA. Oh, appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it. So let's go and let's see for those spikes. All right. So first spike in here, we already have going through. All right. It's expired. Next spike in here. Oh, I'm all right. Look at that. Right on spot with that box. Right. It's not exactly, but that's fine. All right. Next, I have 1, 2, 3 out of those 3. This one right down below this. Oh, come on. That is also matches in here. Right. So looking at this, I could maybe like just grab this box and push it a little bit lower. You see that? So I can cover this. And then this one, I can also maybe push it just slightly bit lower to cover those two areas, right? And this one, oh man, maybe it is just, it is what it is right there. Okay. So you can see I have fine-tuned those boxes, right? And that's the way that I will maybe keep them. Now, for my final entry for the final show, it's gonna be the flip of the ribbon. All right. There is one thing that we want to know about the flip of the ribbon, and I've talked about this in the beginning of the class, all right? But let's just do a recap here. This is the kind of flip of the ribbon that I want to see: sharp, pointy flip of the ribbon, right? If you guys have seen the Dictator, right, it needs to be pointy. Rounded is just gonna bounce, all right? So it needs to be pointy. Just like Elon Musk also make their rockets pointier, just because of that movie, right? Oh man, my favorite movie. So pointy. That's what we want to see, right? A pointy head of that missile, right, coming down, or that rocket coming down, right? So it sticks in the ground like Dr. Popeye will tell. All right, if you know, you know. All right. But what's going on if it's rounded, right? What if it's rounded? It's gonna bounce. It's gonna bounce. It's not gonna stick. All right. So I know this might lead to confusion, right? Bounce and stick. I mean, I might be just referring too much into the movie, but we don't want it rounded, right? We don't want it rounded because rounded might not make it bounce actually, right? To the upside, it might not make it play the way we want to, right? Look at, for example, this rounded bottom, all right? We start seeing the possible flip right here. And what happened here? Oh, we went lower, right? And then we went high, okay? Look at this sharp point right there. Look at the sharp point. And, I mean, that was the point. No questions asked, right? I mean, there was the point. And then rounded once again. Look at where we started having our rounded point, and it is right here. And then when we have the secondary, well, that's when we start the recollection or the bounce of it. All right, once again, sharp bottom, and well, we had it nailed, right? So you see the difference. And right now I believe that we're having a rounded bottom, which is not cool. Why? Because that means that we might have some volatility, get somebody trapped, and then do the V-shaped recovery. Okay, how far low, nobody knows, but we know that this might be the second most strongest area. Okay, so let's do something here. I'm gonna call for a long entry right now. Okay, and my stop loss is gonna be here, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of a wiggle room, and this is going to be a quarter of an entry. All right, and we have two options in here, okay, to get that bottom. We can absolutely call this like to insane lows, all right? But remember, we have not spent the full one position. This is just a quarter of a position, which enables us, all right, to add more below. Maybe another quarter, and that's where we're just spending half of a position, right? And then, or maybe I can do another 2 quarters in here. You see that? Or just maybe aim right here and place a 3 quarters of a position. What would you do? All right? What would you do? What would you do? I want to know that. Let me know in the side chat. What would you do? Because, like, to be honest, and this is where your psychological part plays in. All right. It is like, what do you feel the best right now? Okay, are you okay with being in red like for so long, and then re-entering with the same position? Remember, this doesn't work if you do, hey, yeah, I did one position, and then yeah, I'm gonna pretend that my second position is another half, right? Don't cheat yourself, man. Don't cheat yourself. You need to be true to yourself and to your wallet. Especially to your wallet. That's why we're trying to grow. All right. So what would you guys do? Would you, number one, do you enter here with a quarter and divide and extend your stop loss to do another layered in? Or number two, you cut it out right there and then you open another, another long in here. There is a buffering zone in here. Just in case you're not noticing this, there is a buffering zone in here where you are not gonna be into a trade. And if you look at my shape right here, we could get to that area where you're not into a long, and then it goes. All right. What is gaming this weekend? Um, I'm gonna be owing you that. Let's do it tomorrow because today I'm a little shaky from yesterday's migraine, so I will not be able to game today. And gaming, well, in my how you call it, a hangover, right? That's how I call when I get not a real hangover, a migraine hangover. It brings it back. But let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow, this same time. So it's gonna be 6 p.m. MST. All right. And we're gonna be seeing you guys here tomorrow for gaming. Let me know what games you guys want to do. All right, but yeah, gaming stuff we're gonna moving it for tomorrow because of my migraine hangover. All right, I don't want to be in pills all weekend long. But yeah, a little bit of an announcement there. Thank you, KTGT. Really appreciate you asking about it because I was forgetting about this. All right, thank you, my friend. Patricio Marquez, welcome. Migraine también? Yes, I do have migraines. No, no manches. Recupérate. Absolutely. He said something I cannot translate in English. He says, what a bummer. Let's translate that. So migraines also. What a bummer. Get better. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. I'll try to. But yeah, I would love to see you gaming, bro. Maybe tomorrow. No, for sure tomorrow, right? For sure tomorrow at the same time. I got migraines, hangovers too. Oh, do you, Killy? It's the worst, right? It's the freaking worst. The migraines, hangovers, they're worse because they come without the previous night fun. All of the worst, right? And none of the good. But yeah. Hugs, my friend. Hugs, my friend. Really appreciate you, brother. Hugs. Thank you, my friend. Let me see. Your sign is covering the price. My sign is covering the price. Action. Oh, let's turn it off. Let's turn that off. There it is. Oh, then I am 108. Oh, come on. Just for you. Oh, sorry. Let me know. But is that better? Okay. So, I know what price we were talking about. This one here, right? Oh, this one right there. All right. So, yeah. Well, looking around this area, so we might be having a buffering zone. So, what am I going to be doing? Because we're going to the weekends, and well, I already have a excuse to look at the charts of the weekends, without the alerts, which is going to be gaming. I'm going to be making my stop loss like that big. All right, guys. Please pay attention. Pay attention. I'm only doing this because I'm gonna distribute one full entry. All right. So what is my distribution? And I know you know this, guys, but if somebody else is new here and is just jumping into the charts, I don't want them to get trapped in here, right? And saying, hey, this guy is at 0.67% risk reward ratio, right? What the hell is he doing? Well, we're distributing one entry. So a quarter of an entry, let's call it right now. All right. And I'm only going to be able to take it at the end of the show, just so you know. And then I'm going to be going for a 3/4 of an entry. All right. And I'm going to be trying to do that right where this line is at. All right. So let's add it right here. So 3/4 of an entry right around 104, 434. All right. I'm pushing my luck. That way, when I go back, I should be having a push below my 50% line on the red area, right? So that will give me a good enough stop loss and risk reward ratio to get then to a previous meaningful high like this. If you guys are not tracking, this is what I want to catch, okay? This is what I want to catch, and this is gonna be my area of taking profits. Okay, so we're aiming here, and as you can see, maybe first one, fake out second one, and that will try to guarantee, right? Try to guarantee that I do pick or take the very, very bottom. This is a full entry, okay? There's another thing that I want to tell you guys. Take notes in here. I will be able to, or I'm considering already to set up to 2 entries in here. Where is going to be my next entry? It's not going to be a revenge trading entry. It's going to be where my liquid, where is it? No, where my volume profile bar magnifier is at. All right. And that is all the way to 96. Okay. So now that I'm actually looking at this and you see that I'm pointing this one here, let's move this like that. Oh, don't do that. Because there we go. Because this is my come on, my folly knife strategy indicator. Okay, and ignoring that while I have it is of rookies. All right, so I should not be ignoring that. Perfect. Let's adjust it. It's gonna be 105. All right, so let's do 105 alert. Let's also do our alert just slightly bit below, so we have it in hand. All right, and guess what? Let's go over to our TAO. All right, so we already have this set up. Let me push it over. Trade with OC on the chart on the Discord. Give me guys 1 second. And hopefully it works. All right, so hopefully it plays out. Nonetheless, we're going to be taking a look at this tomorrow, 6 p.m. MST. All right, so Mountain Standard Time. So I hope to see you guys in there. Give me guys just 1 second while I publish it in the Piper Academy show, on the Piper Academy Discord, sorry. And where is my channel? It is, here it is. Nope, it is not in here. Here it is. All right, perfect. Let's paste it. All right. Now that it's published, you had it right there with price and everything. Let's go and check out at the next one that we set up yesterday. TAO. TAO. This. All right. How are we doing, guys? All right. So already into our half of an entry right there. Okay. So we set our alert. Basically, there it is. You could have entered right there on our previous support right here. All right. So not too shabby. Half of an entry. Spot entry. Okay. And we're trying to get that swipe of the lows. Important, guys. All right. We did half of an entry. Let's go for another half of an entry. If I'm expecting Bitcoin to have that sweep of the lows, what I wouldn't think TAO is going to get that sweep of the lows, right? And if we are going for that, let's go over this week in here, all right? If we're already into half of a position, all right, let's do it something like that. And let's grab this one here to another half of a position. In here, the next half of a position. Okay, perfect. We'll see how the Mondays plays out with TAO. Remember, this is a spot entry, okay? We're trying to nail the chance of that of grabbing the possibility of these big pushes, all right? So we know TAO keeps doing that, so we're gonna try to take advantage of it, okay? So let's go now. Let's go. JR, what's up, my friend? How's it going? I'm coming to game though. Oh, brother, by the way, I just had a pretty bad migraine, so today I have the hangover of the migraine, so I will not be able to do gaming tonight, but tomorrow's next same time. If you are able to do it, that'll be fantastic. You are my gaming buddy, so if you can, that'll be fabulous. Yeah, Jesus save 77. Thank you. All right, so let's go take a look at the IMX. So this is for my bro Gear. All right, so Gear, let's strap on, my friend. Let's take it. So you got, can you give me your entry and exit points if you could? Just so I have on hand. Okay, we have an IMX in here. I do see that we took a little bit long ago, a little bit of a scalp entry right there in the lower time frames. Let me clear this up. And look at that. We have a big area right here of order block. And, oh, dude, I mean, if you get rinsed in here, I don't blame you. Man, that's shitty price action. Not good. All right, so, but right now, we might be getting into a big support. Why? Well, I think we see this huge order block. All right, so let's do it. Why not? Let's revenge, quote unquote, revenge trade this. All right, let's try to bring about the rest of our indicators. All right, but in the meantime, let's mark our possible entry zone, which is going to be right there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be going for is turning this off and then going for the rest of the indicators here to confirm my conflicts. So no reversal patterns on candles. That's fine. That's good. I am breaking the support. Perfect. What is my next support? Oh, it's even lower, man. All right, so it's lower. We have a support, and I'm gonna draw it a little bit offset it so I can see it, and we have a liquidity zone right there. Then what else we had? Oh, but my nose. We have right here another support. Wait. Do we have a support right here? Oh, it was a resistance right here. Okay. We have another support right there, daily support. And here's one of my favorite indicators. Let's go and check that out. Do we have smart money entry zones? Oh, yeah. All right, we have this smart money entry zone in here. Right there. Let's add it. What else we have in here? No order blocks. What a shame. I would love to see some order blocks right down there. Areas have started to enter. Well, we have another one here at the bottom of that range. So why not? Let's mark it like this. And also let's mark that like that. All right. So I'm going at the top of that shaded and at the top of this other shaded zone. All right. Our VRVP, let's actually zoom a little bit out so we can incorporate this volume, and this volume. And our next peak is coming right around this area. Our shelf, it's above our area. Our another peak is right here. Oh, let's move that a little bit lower so I can see it. And this one, well, we have 1, 2, 3. Let's go for this one right there. All right, so we're starting to see something accumulated in there. All right, so in the meantime, let's go and take a look at our ghost trend. Let's see if this time it shows me something. No, there is no parabolic movement, so there is no parabolic trend to be taken. Perfect, that's fine. Let's go over FIVP. FIVP. Oh, look at that. It's right there. And our Fibonacci made easy. Not much. We're about to break that area, which is fine. The breakout, we'll see how that plays out. Liquidations. Let's see how we're liquidation. Oh, right there. All right. And finally, well, our order block. So I think it's clear where we're going to be looking for that long. All right. So long position somewhere around here. You can get it from there to there. But I would suggest going at a half, especially closer to your smart money entry. And your stop loss is going to be right here, and then give yourself that little bit of a wiggle room, and we're going to be aiming to our previous lows like that. So we're going to be hunting for this and maybe a further continuation. But let's add our alerting here. Okay. And also I want to add another alert at the beginning of this order block right here, because we could get a possible short at the topping here like this. All right, maybe we don't get the full run over, maybe we go high and then we go low. All right, so there is a possibility that we just go up and then go back down. That's because we have that reversal. It's the same story with Bitcoin. It is rounded. I think that we might have that itty bitty push up and then coming back down, but still the main movement should be to the downside. All right, so that's what I'm going to be going for, just a little bit below right there at 0.526, and that will be for IMX. So let's see if we can revenge trade it, brother. That'll be great. Good reads on IMX. No position now. Got it. So they rinse you over. Oh, sorry to hear that, my friend. I thought you were stuck on a stop loss or something. But at the end of it all, man, it's better that you get out, right? And you're not stuck on that, because being stuck, the psychological factor of that, dude, I don't wish that to anyone. Especially not when you over traded, right? But great job, Aguirre. Great job. By the way, I've seen you grow on how many trades you've been doing. Dude, you're doing it right. You are right now in the fine-tuning process, all right? So trust yourself and start going and taking some notes on what might have happened, because I believe that you already are a profitable trader. And just in case you guys don't know, in the YouTube, Gary is part of our community. Basically every community that we are in here, Gary is part of it. And so that enables at least me, right, to follow on him on what he's doing, how he's doing it. And right now I would say that he already takes it. I mean, he doesn't wait for the calls. he takes the calls, right? He give us the information, and many of those are great calls, by the way. And then he let us know what happened, and we kind of like go and investigate on that. But man, I think you're doing great. You're doing great. Patricio, it's terrible to be stuck in a tree. Yes, dude, that is freaking horrible. Especially when you're coming into the weekend, like for him today, and you get trapped, dude. You just don't enjoy your weekend, and then you are like a crazy person, right, in front of every single, on top of every candle. Man, it's torture. It's plain old torture. Let's go take a look at TRX. I've been hunting TRX, all right? We already have a little bit of a flipping here. We have a bullish divergence, and this is not that bad, all right? I'm a little late to this trade. Let's still try to long this, all right? This is a little bit of a guilty pleasure trade, all right? Dude, this is going to be just a quarter of a position, and this is just to scratch that itchiness that TRX is giving me. Because last time, this freaking week, dude, that screwed me over. All right, so we're gonna be going in here and then just add it ever so slightly that part. All right, what I'm thinking with this one is that we might be able to create a higher low, or even going all the way right down here. If we hit this area, I'm entering for sure. That would be maybe a high leverage entry, low, like maybe half a position, high leverage entry. High leverage for me, we're gonna be around 50x. All right. Be careful with your leverage, guys. Be careful with your leverage. But so far, this is going to be the one. And just so we can easily keep track of it, because sometimes it's truth that sometimes I take the trade, I close it, and then because the alert was not hit, I forget about it, all right? So let's just add that at the top and at the bottom. So any small movement will trigger that entry alert. So we'll have it on hand on our alert setups in here, right? Let's go to ARB. All right, ARB. Ooh, not good, not that good. But still played out very nicely on this movement upwards. Moving our stop to entry here, taking some profit at the top, and well, the next one went all the way back down, which was fine. I mean, remember, it was still a 4 out of 10. This is the previous week trade, and we haven't just now taken any other. But look at that, at 1:36 p.m. today, we have reached our next target. What is the next target? Somewhere around here. Looking for that flip of the ribbon. But once again, look at that ribbon, man. It's just flat. You see that? It's flat. It's not like this. It's not sharp. So this is not good. All right. So just so you guys know, we're not gonna be taking ARB today. Okay. It's just too risky in here. Let me see. Maybe, just maybe, we have a different story here, but no, we just don't. Some tiny candles. We haven't closed that one to actually make it call it tiny, all right? Dude, this is one of those parts that this is telling me for sure no. This is telling me, hey, if we close it like that, this one might change and start flipping, and then you might be late to the party, right? Let's leave it. We already have taken TRX, or I'm already have taken TRX, so let's not push it. Let's not push it. The L word. Thank you, bro. Learning very much from you. No, my pleasure, my friend. My pleasure. That's what we're here for. To share. Caring is sharing. Hyper gang. Absolutely, brother. All right, so let's keep adding our indicators. Look at that. So at this point, we have a reaction zone right down here. We haven't hit it. All right, we can maybe going for it like that. And I could do that. Why not? I could do this. A 1/4 of an entry. All right, a 1/4 of an entry. No coming back down. I mean, if we get in here, well, too bad for me. So just take that into consideration. All right. And finally, let's go and take a look at the AIXBT. We're bouncing and we were looking for, and look at that, on the area that we are looking for right here. Okay, looking for that first bounce. We are bouncing once again. We're not there yet. Is it a tiny candle? We haven't changed the candles. We haven't closed that candle. So it's getting us stick to our seats right now, right? And are we gonna have like a U-shape forming here, a U-shape formation like this? looks like it, right? And again, the freaking vanilla flip of the ribbon right there, right? So not decisive. I hate this. And that is because we're running to the weekend. That is a Pro BDC. What's up? Welcome, welcome. Great to have you around. All right, so AIXBT for Kelly. Kelly, are you still on the trade? Let me know. And are we going to be looking for a reentry? If we get this bounce, we could be into something big, by the way. Let me clear this up, all right? Let me just add a couple of stuff here that I don't want them going away. For example, this one. I want to get also this one. And this one right here. Lock it. And finally, this one right there. All right. The rest of it all can go out of here. Okay. Here is the thing. If we have, and the thing that I was wanted to get didn't play out. If we have this siding here, we are setting ourselves for a higher low. All right. Not only that, instead of being bearish right now, we're bullish, like candle color. And we could be doing something like this all the way up there, all right? But it's also truth, like something like in here, all right? But it's also truth that we could be facing something like this, okay? So, and that is because of Bitcoin. So what are we going to be going for? I would say just let it run. I mean, if we start breaking the trend line, that's where we're going to be entering. Of course, we're not going to get the very best entry, but at least we're going to be a little bit more secure of it, right? And then I'm going to be looking for an area of support right down here, all right? So let me just clear this up, and let's find something right down here. And I know we have some because that's why that area is there. So, oh, liquidation's a little lower, just a little bit lower here. Let's see. Fibonacci, a little bit lower again. FIVP, all right. Almost at, man, everything is pointing a little bit higher. Everything is pointing there. Let's see. Ooh, we do have okay. This is interesting. We do have a ghost trend line here. Yeah, but that will only work if we break it. So let's ignore it for now. VRVP, classical VRVP. Let's give it some more volume to work with. And there's nothing. There's nothing. Holy shit. Oh, I see. All right. So we better bounce. Look at that. If not, all the way down there. Oh, look at that. All right. So let's add another one in here. Let's see what else we got at the top of the range. No, oh, liquidity at the top, not at the bottom, not good. No order blocks right down there. VRVP, more money, nothing. This is just the same old blob. There's nothing here. Here we have some, like stopping the fall, right? And it's not even meaningful. I mean, it's not like this or like that. It's just above average. Oh, all right. We do have a big one. Well, that's to be expected. All right, let's add another alert. Let's not go for anything on AIXBT. Right now, it's not clear, all right? So let's add 3 alerts and to the areas of interest in here. And, of course, let's add some, I don't know, trend lines in here just so the thing doesn't... There you go. They don't go to waste, these lands. All right, so they don't disappear on us. And that is going to be it. And let's add them alerts to it. Oh, they already have it, of course. All right, guys. So I think... Oh, OC, can you check out Sol? Yeah, absolutely. Let's do Sol. Four hours. Ooh. All right. Looking interesting. Looking like a possible long. The first look. let's go first for this trend line here. I know that I'm breaking through, but I can look at this one is matching this one and this one, right? So that's what I'm using it. And we have a little hiccup. We are on that resistance. But I can also right click. Let's clone it. And then I can swoop it all the way down there, right? That makes an entry point. And let's try to go for this one. We're skipping that one. There's not much that I really like about it. Maybe this could be it. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so far so good. Those gonna be my trend lines. Let me see my oscillator right here. We're above the zero line, or try to find that order block. All right. Let's see how our money flow is going. It's doing. Money flow is steady, right? But we're losing the zero line. That is not good. Our volume metric is going to the red. So I believe that we're in the middle of the short. If we bounce out of here, there's nothing to do. I mean, for me, in the 4 hours, if we bounce out of here, there's nothing to do until we start breaking the break of structure. All right. That will be a long for me. But other than that, my entry is going to be all the way down there. Let's add alert. Let's lock that trend line. And of course, add an alert. And we're going to be waiting for maybe that. All right. As our volume matrix also do that thing. All right. So that thing, like that little curve that it does, right? That little curve that it does. And yeah, this is going to be our next possible entry. Again, possible entry right there. Let's mark it as a future possible entry. So right here, check for FOR, of course, and long. Okay, perfect. We got it. And I also want to add another alert a little bit above. That is just a manual alert, just so I have enough time to check that out. All right. So that would be ish 197 ish. Yeah, not 190. There it is 198 ish. Yeah, 98 for your first alert. And yeah, your entry would be 194 ish. Yes, absolutely. Brother, you're getting good at it. Love it, Garrett. All right, guys. Thank you so much. For this is gonna be, for me, it's gonna be it. All right. No gaming night tonight. I'm still battling with hangover of the migraine. But tomorrow, certainly we're gonna have a gaming session. All right. Hopefully you guys can come with me. We're also gonna be tracking what's happening throughout the weekend, and of course we're gonna be gaming. Guys, let me know what games we should be gaming. We can do. I was thinking to see some racing games. I think that would be fun too. Right, we already have done Mortal Kombat 11. That was a epic battle between JR and me. I loved it. And we also did some Halo. That all set carry us, all of us. The killing. That was freaking amazing also. So let me know, guys, what would you like to game? We'll game together and we trade together. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys stopping by. Remember to click that like button. It really helps. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.
Bitcoin is going to zero.